with blockchain technology is actually extremely disruptive. Everybody benefits when the market goes up. Everybody loses when the market goes down.
What makes you interesting in blockchain and the crypto?
The younger generation of the UAE nationals are actually very interested in the cryptocurrency space. And I also personally sold all my assets 5 years ago, put it all into Bitcoin. A lot of my colleagues thought I was crazy.
Hello and welcome. Thank you for tuning in. This is Cypher Talks and I'm your host, Viktor Zaman, KOL Manager for Cypher Capital. Today I'm pleased to welcome Saeed Al Darmaki. He is the CEO and founder of Sheesha Finance. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Victor. It's good to be here, good to be amongst friends, and really happy to share my experiences and knowledge with you, and happy to answer any questions you have.
Amazing. Please, can you give us a quick introduction about yourself?
Sure. My name is Saeed Al Darmaki, founder and CEO of Sheesha Finance. I got into the blockchain and crypto space 5 years ago. Before that, I used to work in Abu Dhabi Investment Authority, one of the largest sovereign wealth funds. So I came from a traditional investment background, and 5 years ago I co-founded Alphabit Digital Currency Fund, which is a regulated fund in the DIFC with the DFSA. That mandate was to invest very early stage into crypto projects. And I also personally sold all my assets 5 years ago, put it all into Bitcoin. And from Bitcoin, I started angel investing in a lot of projects, been continuing to do so. Along the way, I was doing some trading, and I also advised a lot of crypto projects. I'm still advising a lot of crypto companies, and I'm very passionate about the space. When I left ADIA 5 years ago, a lot of my colleagues thought I was crazy, but nowadays they all contact me and ask me how to get into crypto. It's been an amazing journey. And I've been privileged to be somebody that set up a crypto fund and had access to a really good network of people and really good connections, and have been privileged to get into a lot of really good projects very early stage. And the mission of Sheesha Finance is to give access to everyday people who don't have the privileges and the exposure that others like myself had, and level the playing field and give them access to a portfolio that a professional VC fund would only have access to.
Great explanation. Thank you. So let's go. You mentioned that you are very rich in traditional investing, right? So what makes you interesting in blockchain and the crypto?
Great question. So one of my partners at Alphabit Fund 5 years ago, I knew that he was investing in the space for a long time before that. And he called me up out of the blue and he said, hey, I want to set up a fund and I want you to be my partner. And I said, sure, what's the asset class the fund is going to be investing in? And he said crypto. And back then I had no idea what crypto was. He asked me if I knew what Bitcoin was. And I said, yeah, I know Bitcoin because of Silk Road and being used for illegal purposes and so on. But he urged me to look at the fundamentals of Bitcoin as a crypto asset. And when I looked at the fundamentals of it, because it's not linked to any central bank or any government, and it's a new form of money, for me, it was an easy decision to make to actually, hedge my risk with other traditional assets, move it into crypto assets, and actually really start learning about the crypto space. It took me 6 months to get used to the market and get used to the surroundings. But after 6 months, I just was enjoying it so much, and I was getting so busy with crypto, and we were setting up the fund, and it took 6 months to set up. And then I decided I really wanted to focus full time. And that's why in June 2018, I left Abu Dhabi Investment Authority to actually focus on the blockchain and crypto space.
Great. So now for past 18 months, you said Sheesha Finance you're running?
That's correct. 14 months ago, we launched Sheesha Finance. It's a decentralized finance platform. We issued a token, and the objective or the utility of the token is for people to stake the token. And that gives them the equivalent of an LP position in our portfolio and in our fund. And in the last 14 months, we've added 66 projects to the portfolio, and we continue to speak to a lot of projects. The focus nowadays, instead of investing, is to incubate and strategically advise projects. The team has also grown rapidly. We started with just myself and 2 other team members. And today we have 51 people in the company, and we continue to grow. We continue to look at all the different blockchain projects across all the different use cases, across all the different blockchains. And there's so much innovation that's happening in the space that we're just getting busier by the day, and we're enjoying every minute of this.
Wow, inspirational story, I have to say. So I would call it as a leading DeFi platform in the UAE. First, I would reflect for the current market situation in the crypto. How is the Sheesha Finance looking, the roadmap for the next year?
Yeah, great question. I think the market at the moment, the sentiment is pretty weak. I think the situation with the macro economics is not great. There's been several things that happened in the crypto market which has caused prices to dramatically decrease. But I think where there's a crisis, there's an opportunity. And at this time, whereas 6 months ago, maybe when we were talking to projects, it was very difficult to get access at an early stage to projects because a lot of VCs were competing for these projects. But nowadays, there's not so much competition, so we can actually be much more selective with the projects that we work with. And I think it's probably going to stabilize over the next 6 to 12 months, and then we should see the market go back up. As always, I think the crypto markets in the long term is there for the long term, and I think there's going to be opportunities, and there's so many projects that are coming out. There's so much innovation, and we just have to keep building and keep working with projects and keep doing what we're doing. And in the long term, we'll be successful. I have no doubt about that.
Beautiful. Great vision. Tell me a little bit more about underlying idea of you getting involved so much into blockchain. What it attracts you as an idea for the blockchain industry?
I think it's just so disruptive as a technology. I think all emerging technologies are disruptive, but with blockchain technology, it's actually extremely disruptive to the financial services industry. And coming from that industry and coming from that market, I understood the magnitude of the disruption that was happening and the level of innovation that was happening. And actually, crypto as an asset class and cryptocurrencies are an alternative for people that are living in countries where their economies are just failing and their local fiat currencies are being devalued rapidly, and it just gives them another option to preserve their wealth. And it gives them another option to kind of, accumulate wealth, and it's a level playing field. Everybody benefits when the market goes up. Everybody loses when the market goes down. There's nobody that's really controlling the market. There's no central bank that can determine what happens with crypto assets. Yes, it's correlated to the macro situation at the moment, but it's an extreme situation. And I think when things go back to normal, then you'll see that crypto is not really correlated as an asset class to traditional assets, which gives you that diversification that you need. So I think for investors, it also gives you another option other than the saturated traditional asset class markets out there.
Understood. So basically, I would like to reflect on the beginnings, what you mentioned, that you were working for Abu Dhabi government, and you are coming from UAE, right? Born and raised. So can you give us your ideas, can you give us your knowledge about how the government stand on the crypto in the UAE?
Yeah, really good question. I think the UAE government from the top down has been very supportive of disruptive and emerging technologies in general, but especially with blockchain technology. The UAE government has made it clear several years ago that they really want to support it as a technology. And recently with crypto assets, with the setting up of the Virtual Assets Regulatory Authority in Dubai, I think the regulation has actually come a long way, and it's really supportive for people that want to, acquire licenses to operate in the crypto market space. So I think the UAE has been always visionary in anything new, and they want to embrace anything new that comes out. And I'm really happy that, the government is supporting it, and I'm doing my part to try and build the ecosystem here, try and encourage people to build projects here and establish themselves here. And I think because Dubai is kind of a travel hub as well, that makes it more attractive for people to come and set up here. And I think the lifestyle here is great, security is great. Yes, the summertime like we are now, it's really hot, but apart from that, the weather is really great, 6 to 9 months of the year. I think the people that live here in general are very welcoming. The culture is very multicultural, and I'm proud of what the UAE government has done, and I really want to embrace what everybody here wants to do, which is to build and to contribute to the economy. So anybody that has anything that will help the UAE economy and help the UAE ecosystem, especially in the blockchain and crypto space, I'm always open to meeting, always open to talking to, sharing ideas, and encouraging them and supporting them along the way.
So in terms of the government supporting the people who are living in the UAE, but how does it reflect your comment from the local communities adopting the blockchain industry? How do you see that?
I think the younger generation of the UAE nationals are actually very interested in the cryptocurrency space, mainly because most of them actually have access to applications, mobile applications. They're really in tune with gaming too. I think you've seen a lot of development on the gaming side with blockchain and cryptocurrency. So I believe the younger generation has been really looking forward to crypto and learning about it, and it's really good to see the younger generation, adopt blockchain technology. And one of the reasons why I always kind of want to speak at events locally is because I want the younger UAE nationals to see somebody that's been in the industry for so long to talk with passion about what he's doing, and that gives them the motivation to actually, contribute to what we're doing in the crypto asset space. And the older generation is more conservative. Real estate as an asset class has always traditionally been very attractive to the older generation, but with the family offices that are coming through, I think the younger generations are now taking over, and if they are embracing of crypto, then it's only going to benefit the UAE economy, and it's going to benefit the family offices. And I think in a few years' time, the institutions, the larger institutions, will actually start coming into crypto, and I would love to see that happen.
Thank you. Great vision, and more power to you, Saeed. And thank you for coming to Cypher Capital. We'll see each other for our next episode, and we are strategic partners for the shaping and the future blockchain industry in the UAE.
Look forward to collaboration, and I'm very close to Cypher Capital. I wish Cypher Capital the best. I'm always supportive of the team, and I appreciate what you guys are doing for the ecosystem.
Appreciate it. Thank you for the kind words.
Thank you so much.
Bye. See you in the next episode.
Thank you.